Good evening and welcome to your Wealth, a show that looks at all things money markets and investments. And today we are going to be talking about entrepreneurs and the opportunities that they can find in Africa and the world at large. And in the studio, I'm joined by Enoch, who's going to be helping us to navigate on these issues to do with the gaps that are between the investors and the opportunities that are in Zimbabwe and Africa. How are you, Enoch?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Let me get straight into my first question, Enoch. In simple terms, how does your company connect Zimbabwean entrepreneurs with investors and opportunities?
Okay, basically, what we're doing is Bitrizi Private Limited. We have a network of investors like globally. Like one, I can say we're working directly with a bank called Bovilas Finance, which is in Vanuatu. And they have a lot of billions with them in their reserves just to fund not just entrepreneurs but governments, you see. So we are also working directly with governments here, not just entrepreneurs. So our main focus is not mainly entrepreneurs but governments. Okay. We want to see the development of Africa as a whole, okay, from Southern Africa to the East African community, to the Northern African, to every part of Africa, because we have the funds are there.
Okay.
We have managed to secure that as a company. Okay. So we just want, to see Africa develop. Okay. That's what I say. Okay. Yeah, we want to see Africa develop into upper middle class economy. We have here in Zimbabwe, there's the focus of focusing to make Zimbabwe an upper middle class economy by 2030, right? And we said, okay, we are not there and when there was direct colonization. Yes. Of course, we are not there that time, but we are there this time when Africa is free, when Zimbabwe is free, when each and every country. So we want to play our part. We want to be patriotic as a company, but our patriotism is coming in through financing. Okay, exactly. So that's how we want to, that's exactly what I can say we are doing as Bitrizi Private Limited.
Well, Enoch, that's quite interesting, what you've mentioned to say you are mainly focusing on governments, and linking the governments with the entrepreneurs. But now I just want to find out from you, what sort of entrepreneurs are you looking at? Which sectors are you putting your focus on?
Okay, on that I can say, high value sectors, as in we're talking about, all right, let me just do this. All right, we have a lot of this urbanization, a high rate of urbanization happening right now in major cities. Here, Harare, people are coming from the rurals, they're coming to Harare. People are coming from Rwanda, from the rural of Rwanda to Kigali. So mainly the capital cities, they are experiencing a lot of urbanization. As in people, there's a lot of flow of people from rurals to the city. Yes. So that's one sector I can touch now. That is construction. Okay. All right. We are looking at affordable housing for these people. Because they are coming here, they are not coming to sleep in the pavements in the city. They want somewhere to sleep. You see, so basically, we are looking at people who are into companies like, here in Zimbabwe, and say there's Pinnacle Properties, there's West Properties, there's Pico Construction, Dr. Reynolds Mausa. So we need, those are the type of sectors, especially sectors that contribute actually to the development of a country. All right. Then you look at high value sector like agriculture, farming. All right. There's a lot of Africa generates a lot of revenue, like GDP through farming. You see, so we're looking at those sectors. We're looking at ICT. All right, we're looking at technology. We're in the fourth industrial revolution, and we now have AI these days. Okay, but look at the level of growth of AI in not just in Zimbabwe but in Africa as well. It's very slow. So we are actually mainly. Some of the entrepreneurs might not be very at the par level of that type of assessment in terms of AI. So we are bringing also those technologies at the highest level. You see, at the highest level, we have a network of companies around the world, globally. I'm telling you, globally that we work directly with. So we are bringing those technologies. We are so in agriculture. I've mentioned about with water technologies that we have that you can bring that can help not just Zimbabwe, but to see us having, you know, we now have smart agriculture. We now all those stuff. So those are the things that I can say. So it's farming, it's construction, of course, mining.
Yeah.
All right. Ghana is about. Ghana contains, I think it's number one in terms of gold deposits in on the ground, as in Africa. It holds like a lot of gold on the ground. So in a lot of countries, Africa is actually, I think, it contributes about 30%, something like that, to the gold economy of the whole world. So you can see there's a lot of funds, as in a lot of wealth under the ground, not just gold, but we have lithium. Zimbabwe is, I think, the largest lithium deposits in Africa, right? Okay. Exactly. So we are looking at those sectors. We don't want to see Zimbabwe just export raw materials, just export lithium to whatever country they export to. We want to see Zimbabwe add value to those minerals, okay, after they extract. So we are bringing that type of investment. We are not coming here to exploit Africa. Okay, we're coming here to develop Africa. So let the lithium batteries be produced from Zimbabwe. Since Zimbabwe holds the world, Africa's largest reserves in terms of lithium, so we need to see lithium batteries being exported from Zimbabwe. Okay, we have companies like Tesla, Elon Musk. So let him come here in Zimbabwe and start his manufacturing here. Let exports come from Zimbabwe to the world.
All right, let me just cut you there and just get this question to you. You spoke about that you've got funds, right? Exactly. That you're ready to give to the entrepreneurs that are out there, particularly in the sectors that you've mentioned: construction, agriculture, mining. Now, the question that the viewers might have in regards to that is, many local entrepreneurs struggle to access capital because we've got brilliant ideas, but sometimes it's all about accessibility to the funds. To the funds. Yeah. Now, what practical steps can they take, to become attractive to investors?
Okay, on that note, I can say, most entrepreneurs, they are good at ideas. They are good at modeling. They might have a good product, a good prototype, but mostly some of them they lack, as in the what I call the finishing touch. Okay. It's not about how you present, but it's about mostly, investors will look at who are you with, what's your team, who is inside your team, okay? So we look at that. Like recently, I asked it for a company profile for some company, and I wanted to check mainly the key personnel in that company. All right. So from that, you see, you don't deserve $1 million. Okay. One, you are inexperienced. All right. So when you're inexperienced, I give an example of myself. I'm 25 years old. But if you look at my company profile, I have advisors who are, the youngest advisor I have is 40 years old, and who is Dr. Reynolds Mawutsa here. The other advisors, 3 of them are in their 60s. Okay, they've a lot of experience, 25 plus experience, mostly in mining and ICT. So as a young entrepreneur, you need to be around, to be surrounded by a good counsel. All right. Sometimes it's not just about the idea. You might have the bad idea, but you have the right people. Right. Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much, for shedding that light, because I think a lot of people didn't really, understand that aspect to say who is around you, who are you working with. I think that is a very important element in regards to entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for bringing that. When we come back in the second segment, I just wanted to talk about, funding beyond Zimbabwe. Okay. So I think there's something that we'll talk about when we come back in the second segment. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us in the first segment of Your Wealth. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the second segment of Your Wealth, and today we're talking about the gap that is between the investors and the opportunities that entrepreneurs can get. That is in Zimbabwe and, of course, Africa. So this is a show where you really want to, focus on and get tuned into, because we are, giving you knowledge that you need to advance in whatever that you are doing business-wise. So, let us continue with our discussion. Now, I just want to find out something from you. Zimbabwe. Beyond funding, right? What kind of support do you offer to help business become investment ready?
Okay, basically what I can say is we have some initiatives that we're running, all right? As in we prepare, we help people understand financials. Well, like I'm talking about financial statements, I'm talking about income statements, I'm talking about cash flow statements. So we have that background that we want to give as to entrepreneurs. So most guys have good ideas, they have good establishments, but they lack the understanding of how the funds or how money works.
Okay.
You see, so we are developing that inside, because it's not about the good idea. You might have the best talent, but if you don't have the character to keep it. So in this instance, I'm talking about how can you read the financial statement?
Okay.
See, can you read an income statement? Do you know what an investor looks at, as in what the bank looks at? Maybe you want to ask for finance from the bank. The bank doesn't care about your idea. Exactly. They want to see what you're doing. Show us your financials for the past 3 years. So mainly young entrepreneurs or inexperienced entrepreneurs, they don't provide that. You see, so we are helping them understand how to structure their financials, how to record their financials, even how to file their taxes, something like that. Exactly. So that's what I can say. We are doing mostly it's about that, because we have a problem of good ideas, but mostly it's about how to maintain and to scale up with that idea.
All right. Well, quite interesting, how you have, brought up the point that there is something that we look at how money works at, so I think it's something that is very interesting. Now, moving on with my questions, how do you help reduce risk for both entrepreneurs and investors in the Zimbabwean market?
All right. We are so practical in terms. We are so much. We have so much emphasis on DD, due diligence. Okay, on due diligence, we make sure our investors. We know investor just comes. Like we have a lot of investors who want to come through our company because of our network with government. All right, so we make sure we know who we are dealing with. Number one. Okay, it's not that we are not here just to say, okay, you have money, more return, or more money, more profit. Even for us, we also make money out of it, but we don't mainly focus on that. Okay. All right, we don't mainly focus on that. We want to know who we are dealing with, so we're looking at, we receive their CIS, that is their company information sheet. We see their criminology, who is inside the company. All right. You might be criminal there and you want to come and invest and dump your dirty funds in Africa. Okay. You see, so we want to know exactly what's happening. Then on the entrepreneur side, like I said, we help them. Right, we help them. So it's not like once they give us what they're doing, we take charge of it. And I have a high personnel of consultants that does that part. Okay, so they make sure they scrutinize everything. They go deeper into everything. They dig deep to see what's happening with this company, with this idea. We have already reduced your risk, because we have people who are experienced at it, who are doing it for you.
Okay.
Exactly.
So this means that there's a lot of background check.
Exactly.
Before someone gets an opportunity to meet the investor or the entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Your role is to ensure that both parties are coming on the table to bring something that is clean and that is effective for both of the players.
That's right.
All right. Awesome. No, that's great. Now moving on, I wanted you to share with us, a success story, could be from Zimbabwe or Africa, of a business that has benefited from your work.
Okay, it's not mainly about businesses, but we finance a lot of things. Okay, we've had some I can say some campaigns for some people. Then here now in Zimbabwe, there's a company that reached out to us called AOI Alternate Energy from South Africa. It's he's the founder there. He's called Mr. UDN. Okay, so I directly facilitated that they have some gravitational technology that they have, so they want to put it in. It's a new technology, so they secure the African rights to bring it to Africa from the United States, from one of the companies in the United States. So we are working with that company right now. Okay, so we help them set up a meeting with even the vice president, one of the vice president there, Minister of Energy, engaging them, writing some of their letters. So we now they are in the final stages, the Minister of Energy, as in they want to just review the prototype in Germany there. So once that is done, then a sample of 20 megawatt plant will be set up here in Zimbabwe. So yeah, so it's one of the success stories that we are saying we are working on right now. That is massive.
Okay, well, interesting. So how does your work contribute to a broader economic growth and also job creation in Zimbabwe and beyond?
Okay, I've told you we are here in Zimbabwe bringing this gravitational technology, so that means those are people that are going to be employed. Okay, so we directly employ people who work inside our company, Betrizi, of course, but they are people who are going to be employed by the companies we are bringing inside here. Right. So indirectly, we are going to employing hundreds and thousands of people through these investors that are bringing. So if someone invests in mining, that mine needs, the plant needs to be set up. There's a people that are going to work to develop that plant. They're being employed. There's a human resources person who needs to be employed. There's a manager, general manager who needs to be employed. So that's what we can say. We indirectly employ thousands of employees through these initiatives.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. And from your experience, do you think as Zimbabweans we are ready to receive those investors and also, take our products out there?
Okay, investors ready. Let me give you a model of Rwanda.
Yeah.
Okay, Rwanda is among the best performing right now. I think last year they had a GDP of something about 3 billion. Okay, $3 billion of gross GDP just generated from their investment. Okay, and I just want to model my answer around Rwanda. Why? Because Rwanda is, you can go to Rwanda and say, I want to invest, and they give you a citizenship. Okay. They give a citizenship, so they have tax holidays. You can come in your company and say, I want to invest in their city sector. So they are encouraging investors to invest, let's say, in technology. Then they say, we give a tax holiday for 5 years. You're not going to pay tax for 5 years. Okay, you just create employment. So that model, you see, of course, political stability is very important, but that's what Rwanda has been. After the 1994 genocide, they've stabilized their governance. There's good governance there. You see, good governance, there's no country without corruption, but they've less corruption. All right. So that invests in the streamlining processes. Like in Rwanda, I believe it's take about 6 hours if you're a reinvestor to register your company.
6 hours.
6 hours. So just imagine you come here with 6 hours. I have money. I want to invest. You want to invest in this sector. It's a special economic zone. There's little to no tax. Then we give you. Let's register your company now. Let's do it.
Right.
You see, so there's a lot of let's streamline processes. I can say in Zimbabwe, let's not, when there's funds like clean funds, let's try to grab it fast, because some investors don't want to be dragged back a lot. Someone can make a man that I want to invest now, but you say in register company, it takes, let's say 1 month, 3 weeks. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. Remember, we are competing. So yeah, let's have investor good policies in Africa, in Zimbabwe.
Well, thank you so much, Enoch, for bringing that to light. We'll be back, and we'll continue with our conversation in the third segment.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, viewers. This was the second segment of Your Wealth. We'll be back with the final and third segment. Welcome back to the final segment of Your Wealth. In the studio, I'm joined by Enoch, who is an expert in ensuring that entrepreneurs meet the right investors in a right, situation or circumstance. So we do have him in the studio giving us tips on what needs to be done to ensure that, people get these opportunities and they maximize on them. Now, moving on with our conversation, Enoch, foreign investment sometimes raises concerns about community impact, right? How do you ensure that these partnerships empower local people?
Yeah, that's a very good question. All right, Beatrice, my company is patriotic. I said that in the beginning. All right, we are a revolutionary. All right, we have freedom fighters in Africa that fought for the freedom of Africa, for the independence from direct colonization of Africa. So we are fighting for real investors to invest in Africa. All right. When I say real investors, I'm not talking about people who loot our mineral resources. I'm not talking about people who just come here, destroy the community, mine. There's oil in Nigeria. There's oil going inside rivers. They are polluting the rivers through the oil. They just take, they ship it out, they export it, but they are not doing something for the community. So what you are doing is, that's what I can say, it's our motto, because it sets us apart. We want to make sure everybody is happy. The investor is happy. I am the intermediary is happy. The people who live in the community are happy. So make sure everybody is happy. We develop a community. We're giving you modern day hospitals. Okay, we're giving you modern day schools. We're giving you modern day roads. We are developing. We are investing. We are extracting from you, but you are also developing your community. You are making sure everybody, you also get access to high quality education. There's medicine in hospitals. We give that. It's part of our obligation as an investor, as a company mining your minerals. Yeah, exactly.
Now, for young Zimbabweans with great ideas, but limited resources, what advice would you give them about tapping into investment opportunities?
Okay, you have a good idea, but you lack funding.
Exactly.
All right. What can I say? All right. I think, as that's it's a world crisis. That one. It's not just about Zimbabwe.
Right.
Yeah, there are a lot of young entrepreneurs with ideas, but they are lacking funds. All right. So what I can say is, make sure you go to the right people.
Right.
Okay. You might not know the real funder, but you might know someone who knows the funder. Okay. So it's not mainly young entrepreneurs. They want to do all things by themselves.
Okay.
All right. So collaborations are important. All right. Make sure you collaborate with some better companies than yours. All right. That way you have access to funding. You don't have to just do everything by your own. Just say, no, this is my company. So ownership is mine. I'm doing everything by my own. Collaborate with other guys. All right. Collaborate with this guy. Collaborate with this guy doing better than you. Then you see as a strong, you're a strong bond, a strong team now. So you're able to attract global investment. I think that's what I can say.
That's what you can say. No, at all. Thank you very much for that. Now, looking ahead, what emerging trends should Zimbabwean businesses or entrepreneurs prepare for in order to stay competitive? Because I understand that we are now in the AI age. We are now in the age where technology is at the forefront. So what should Zimbabweans who are into business, who are entrepreneurs, prepare for in order for them to remain competitive?
Okay, to remain competitive, basically, this is a fourth industrial revolution. This is a technology now, technology-driven society now. Yeah. So basically, companies or entrepreneurs, governments, African governments, they need to adapt, and they need to adapt quickly. Okay, they need to adapt. Send people to countries that are doing better in terms of AI. Okay, send your people there, let them learn. All right, send even some ministers, send them there. Okay, let them get inside, let them know what's happening, let them know how they can do it. All right, let them be well vexed in that category of technology, because almost every sector now works with technology. They are robots now. You see, so make sure you send people out there, send your personnel, human capital development. That's what I'm talking about. Send your your people to other countries that are doing better than you. I know China is better at technology. Send Zimbabweans there. Let them learn. Come back with your skills. Develop Zimbabwe. Develop Africa. Develop DRC. Wherever you come from. So make sure let's send our people out there to countries that are doing better than us, to develop countries where we are developing. We should embrace that, and we should take that as our advantage. We're developing, so we need to learn quickly and to adapt quickly with the emerging trends happening in the world.
Interesting. We're talking about exposure. I think that's a very important, aspect to say. As a nation or as Africa, if we understand that a certain country is, making strides in this sector, we should send our people there so that they get to learn and bring that knowledge back. I think that's very crucial and important. Thank you so much for bringing that. Now, before I come to my last question, let me just ask you this one. What is your vision for Zimbabwe's role in Africa's wider investment landscape over the next decade?
All right, Zimbabwe. My vision is to see Zimbabwe like the next decade. We're in
2025.
2025 now, so that's 2035.
Yes.
So it's more vision 2030.
Yeah.
All right, Rwanda is vision 2035. I mean.
Yeah.
So my role is to make sure Zimbabwe or Africa at large become what they want to become.
Right.
You see. Let's focus on high value sectors. I talk about construction, I talk about mining, I spoke about farming, I spoke about tourism attraction. In Zimbabwe, I think we are doing well in terms of tourism. So my vision is to make sure Zimbabwe gets to the level they want to get. Okay. You cannot you cannot bless someone beyond their sight.
Okay.
I cannot come to you and say you have a vision of 5 million and I say I want you to be 10 million.
Right.
You see, so I say if their vision 2030, I've read the National Development Strategy 1, which is I think ending this year. Then NDS 2 is coming next year. So I read that and I liked it, and I've seen a lot of right now there's Trabables interchange. Okay, that's a good development. All right, that's a good development. So I want to see Zimbabwe be the people, be the country that they want to be.
Right.
All right. Right. So is Africa at large.
All right. Well, thank you so much, for coming through, and sharing with us this very important information, which I believe our viewers have managed to grasp, and they are going to, use that in future when they, get opportunities to meet up with investors, and they now know what they need to do in order for them to attract investors. So thank you so much for bringing that up.
Thank you so much, Kuzi. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, there you have it, viewers. This was Your Wealth, and today we're talking about investors and the opportunities that are there. And we had Enoch, who was laying out what needs to be done, what you need to look out for as you get to meet investors or, entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for joining us right here on Your Wealth. See you next week.